What's up, everybody? It's your boy Doody back again with another video, and this time I'm going to be taking a look at and reacting to SunnyV2's video that he posted on Boogie2988, where he essentially said that Boogie deserves his failure. And before I even watched the video, I seen bits and pieces of it. I haven't sat down and actually looked at the whole video, so I'm going to watch the video and provide my commentary. But spoiler alert, I'm pretty much going to probably agree with our boy SunnyV2. So big ups to him for actually posting this video. Big ups also to Moist Critical for posting his video on DSP. And maybe we need to, like I stated in my last video, maybe we need to get these content creators on retainer so that they can post commentary videos on Boogie, Wings, and DSP, maybe once every month or whatever, to keep them on the straight and narrow. Of course, you guys all know about Moist Critical and his commentary on DSP and how DSP has turned over a new leaf and has become a brand new man. And now Boogie is stating he will do the same. So I think for the trifecta, we need Sunny and Moist Critical to make a video on Wings of Redemption. So let's watch the video. And it's about 13 minutes long. So I'll post my commentary, whenever I feel something's interesting. But more than likely, I have a feeling I'm going to agree with our boy SunnyV2. So let's watch it.
Boogie recently announcing that he's basically broke shouldn't be a surprise to anyone, as if you follow all of his incredibly poor choices made over the last 4 and a bit years, you'll understand that bankruptcy was almost unavoidable. So let's begin by looking.
Actually, real quick, Boogie never actually bought the Tesla, so just wanted to point that out. I know he claimed he was going to. I think he ended up getting a loan, but I think he backed out of it when he realized it wasn't a good look, begging his viewers for money for 100K to buy a stupid Tesla.
At October 2018, in which Boogie's main source of income, his YouTube channel, slowly began to die. Up until this point, Boogie had established a reputation as an overweight yet friendly nerdy gamer who people considered charming since he was totally fine with each of his flaws. When he wasn't playing his fat Francis character, Boogie was telling wholesome stories about his personal life, with one of the more notable ones being a video titled What It's Like to Be Broke. In this video, Boogie explained that he had grown up in a fairly poor environment.
So they had decent income, it's just they didn't like to spend it on us kids, at least on me.
And that as a result of that, he was now much wiser with his income.
Now, you know what I do with my money? Every single dime, every single penny goes into the bank, because I don't ever want to live that way again.
Which felt both inspiring and relatable, especially since Boogie highlighted that he now only spent money on things that would improve his videos.
I used every dime to buy better computer equipment, to get better, and after just a year and a half, I was able to go off because I started earning my YouTube income.
This desire to improve the content unsurprisingly resulted in better uploads, and by early 2014, Boogie passed 1 million subscribers before uploading a new video simply titled How Much Money Does Boogie2988 Make, which felt like yet another wholesome yet modest upload, which had clearly been made with the goal of helping his audience.
I want to make sure you have the tools in mind so that you fully understand how much income we already have coming in and make an educated decision of whether or not you ever want to participate in that kind of thing.
Boogie
I agree with that. Boogie's content wasn't for me, but yeah, Boogie's content was wholesome. People liked it. He seemed like a genuine nice guy originally. I just personally thought, to be honest, I thought his nice guy personality was a shtick. I thought it was just something he did just to get you, which is fine. I mean, some people do their thing and have their personalities online or whatever, and that may not be them in real life, which is cool, which is fine. I don't trash anyone for trying to make a living and with a shtick or whatever, which is perfectly fine. But early on, I kind of knew that it was a shtick, and I did, but his content really wasn't for me. I watched it from time to time, but it really kind of wasn't my thing. I kind of started really watching Boogie once the weight loss, the surgery, the divorce, that whole saga is when I started getting into watching Boogie, and his attempt to, play or attempt to be an FBI agent and infiltrate the troll community on Reddit.
Went on to politely imply that he was making over $100,000 per year from YouTube, which didn't include third-party income like Patreon.
So let's take, for example, a YouTube channel similar to mine that's bringing in 10 million views per month. If a YouTube channel is bringing in 10 million views per month, divide that by 1,000, you've got 10,000. Multiply that by $1, and you'll have a really good idea of how much ad revenue that channel is bringing in.
And that if you counted his YouTube channel as an asset, he himself was worth more than $1 million.
Boogie, are you a millionaire? Well, it depends on how you calculate millionaire. If you include my YouTube channel as it is, yes. After 3 more years, I'll have earned by then $1 million total in YouTube ad revenue.
This was followed by Boogie reassuring his audience that all of the money was being used wisely.
The majority of the money we make goes into the bank. We do not live very large by any stretch of the imagination. I mean, obviously.
If you listen really closely, he implores the DSP technique of saying we, which essentially tries to make it seem like, my, which is his platform, is a collective. So, he owns it. The viewers are a part of it. They donate, and they by watching videos. And at that time, I think there's Patreon and stuff like that. And later on, Super Chat and so on. So it becomes a we. Although he benefits from all of it, it still becomes a we whenever he's trying to make it seem like, it's a collective.
I'm large, but we do not spend a grotesque amount of money.
Which led to more positive comments such as, wild guess, but he's very rich now. He deserves it. He's one of the only YouTubers that didn't let the money and fame get to his head. He's still just as humble and cool as when he started. I admire that. Amazing video, Boogie. You're one of the realest, most transparent YouTubers out there, and please know that your fans appreciate it. I clicked on this video randomly and I stayed to watch, and to be honest, I'm really happy this guy makes a lot of money. Don't know him, never seen his videos, but I'm just glad that he makes money. He's very humble and I respect that a lot. This positive sentiment toward Boogie resulted in more views, subscribers, and Patreon members, which strengthened his financial position immediately, whilst also giving him the chance to stream on Twitch, opening up another source of income which kept him financially stable during the adpocalypse.
I will be fine. Losing my YouTube ad revenue will hit us pretty hard, but I've diversified our income.
Things were going so well for Boogie that in August of 2017, he paid for weight loss surgery.
I'm home from surgery, that everything went well. The surgery went way better than I had expected. The doctor did it in a very short period of time.
However, while this would initially improve Boogie's health dramatically,
I'll give Boogie a shout out here. Unlike Wings, Boogie actually paid for his own surgery and didn't beg for the money. So I'll give him that as a positive for Boogie.
10 pounds down since the pre-op diet, and then I've lost 7.5 inches from my waistline.
It would eventually contribute to him going broke in an unexpected way. Boogie explained in a video that for married people, the weight loss surgery tremendously increases the likelihood that you'll end up getting divorced.
The surgery and the recovery from it is really, really hard on a marriage. 85% of marriages fail after the surgery within the first 2 years.
He added that in the lead up to the surgery, his marriage was already in a rough spot.
Our marriage was far from perfect. One major issue that was persistent throughout the entire marriage, and that was my anxiety disorder.
And as a result of him now being in a healthier condition, his wife suggested that they should divorce.
She told me that she was thinking about separating now that I was out of the surgery and now that I was nice and healthy. We talked about it and decided that she should take a break. 2 weeks into that, she called up and said that she had made her decision, that she wanted things to be a more permanent change, and that we should start moving in that direction.
Boogie explained that his wife was extremely generous in the divorce, having stated that she wanted far less than 50% of the finances.
And she's like, I want enough to where I know I'm going to be taken care of. And I'm like, okay. So she gave me a number, and I'm like, but that's not half. It wasn't half of what we were worth.
It was less.
It was less.
However, as a result of the law, Boogie ended up giving her half of what he had anyway.
She's legally entitled to 50% of everything we own. You make sure it's half, so she has no recourse moving forward.
While Boogie's financial position had taken a pretty substantial.
Yeah, I'm calling bullshit on that. The lawyers were involved. You can actually go see the court documents that were filed. They both had legal representation. I'm pretty positive both the lawyer and probably the judge counseled his wife to get 50%. So I'm not buying the whole she got less or wanted less.
substantial hit, his audience was still cheering for him with comments such as, "I hope this is the birth of a new Boogie, a healthy Boogie, no baggage, just a happy, healthy, outgoing Boogie." However, after his marriage would officially come to an end, the opposite of this happened.
My brain is kind of in a situation where it's just chaos all the time. It's just chaos. This emotional stew in my brain all the time of positive feelings, negative feelings, numbness, frustration, and anger, you know.
Not only had the split resulted in a massive blow to Boogie's mental health, but throughout the process, the storytime rambling videos, which were once uplifting, inspirational, and designed to help his viewers, began to feel like they were being made with the goal of receiving sympathy pity from the audience. Additionally, Boogie's positive can-do attitude, where he wanted to invest his savings into making excellent content for the viewers, had transformed into this complete lack of confidence for the future of his channel.
And I'm not smart enough to be able to figure that stuff out. I'll never be good at titles. I'll never be good at thumbnails. I'm not even that good at video creation.
Leading him to develop an attitude of just wanting to get by as opposed to wanting to grow his audience.
As long as my rent is paid, as long as my mortgage is paid, as long as I can keep the lights on, as long as I can support myself and the people that I currently employ, hey, I'm happy with that.
The final video related to his divorce, in which Boogie explained that he now fully owned his house again, happened to have been uploaded in October 2018, which was the very same month where Boogie began to lose subscribers. The decline will be addressed in a video titled State of the Channel 2019, in which he mentioned that the breakup had a significant impact on the channel's viewership.
2018, as we've talked about, was one of the roughest years of my life, and it really showed here on the channel.
Before going on to state that the storytime pity party videos were also impacting the channel negatively.
I know, just complain and whine and just be miserable. Sharing who and what I am has been counterproductive in quite a bit in the last year or so. Mostly when it comes to the...
Mind you, this is 2018, 2019 when he's saying this, and 4 years later, he's now coming back and actually saying, yeah, I need to stop doing the negative content, the complaining, talking about my money, talking about my depression, all that stuff. 4 years later, he's still doing the same thing, and it wasn't until today when he posted the video responding to this video where he finally has made the decision that he will no longer talk about those things, after he spoke with his therapist yesterday. So, if I'm a betting man, I'm going to have to say, I'm going to have to put my money down on no, he will not accomplish this. He will be back to his begging ways. He will be back to the whole depression. He'll be back to talking about, his anxiety and all that stuff. He won't do it on a separate channel. He will do it on this channel, and nothing will change. And a year from now, we're going to get another video saying he met with his therapist and now he's going to change. But this time it's definitely going to stick.
Mental issues, the anxiety, the depression, stuff like that.
Boogie would conclude the video by stating that he was very excited about the future.
I'm feeling a lot better, and I'm very engaged and excited about what we will be doing here on the channel.
However, only 3 days after this video was uploaded, a now infamous mega thread would be posted to Reddit, which would go on to significantly impact Boogie's reputation. It was titled The Hidden Truth Boogie Doesn't Want You to Know, and it featured over 5,000 words, showcasing that Boogie wasn't exactly the nice guy he tried to portray. The thread brought up topics such as his behavior on stream, various edgy comments he had made over the years, as well as the way he acted in his marriage, with commenters stating this document is up there with the Constitution and the Magna Carta. However, the thread was posted to a fairly unknown subreddit, and if Boogie had simply ignored the thread, people likely would have forgotten about it, although this isn't what would happen. Boogie instead decided to wage a war against the person who began the mega thread.
I started a war. This guy has been coming at me for 5 years.
Before going on to complain about the criticism in countless different videos.
This subreddit has been actively attacking me and going through everything I've ever said and ever done on the internet for the last 3 years.
Just 2 years prior, in 2017, Boogie was handling criticism much more effectively, even stating that some of the points were valid.
A lot of people have been discussing me over the past couple weeks. I've been on the front page of Reddit, and they tend to discuss me in a very negative light, which is reasonable.
And obviously, Boogie's new 2019 strategy of trying to stop the criticism only led to more criticism.
Meter's broken.
Oh my lord, I don't have an ad block.
Win parking.
3 months after the mega thread was
Just a little bit of information. So this is where I got very heavily involved with watching Boogie. The whole him going after the subreddit and essentially trying to take down the trolls and the lying, and I think he ended up creating a fake account and he went in there, he lied about a whole bunch of stuff, and then he got busted. And then he came back to his viewers and said, well, the reason why I lied was because I'm working with the FBI and all this utter nonsense. And that's kind of where I got back into the whole Boogie, whatchamacallit. And it's just been nothing but that type of trash for 3 or 4 years. Let's watch the rest of it.
Posted, Boogie would upload a new video titled "Taking a Break, I Give Up, You Guys Win," in which he'd state that he needed a short break as a result of being anxious and nervous. With fewer uploads and a declining reputation, his monthly subscriber count began to fall off a cliff, losing 5,000, 14,000, 28,000, before losing another 42,000 in August 2019, representing a decline of more than 100,000 subscribers in only 4 months. Rather than improving the content, Boogie ramped up the complaints and apologies, which not only led to a decrease in views from an average of 10 million per month to 2 million per month, but it also led to comments from his audience such as, "I used to watch every video before. For me, you were like the Mr. Rogers of YouTube. Soft, understanding, and compassionate. Lately, it had just been apologies and complaining. I miss the old content, not because of Francis or gaming or whatever, but because of that person." Despite Boogie's clear decline in his views, subscribers, and income, his spending habits hadn't changed one bit, as midway through this collapse, he'd announced that he was taking on a $100,000 loan to purchase a Tesla.
I ended up buying the X. I still haven't got it fully financed yet. I'm having to finance it, obviously.
Oh my god, I just put myself $100,000 in debt. My car payment's $1,700 a month or something like that. That's more money than I make on Twitch. That's like half of my YouTube rad revenue this month.
Boogie then made a tweet about how expensive the car was, giving him another opportunity to make himself look like an idiot.
I tweeted out that I was not going to be able to afford this car.
Reddit and Twitter lost their minds. Oh, are you trying to manipulate people into giving you money?
The answer is yes. Give me some money. If you guys want to help me pay for my Tesla, please go ahead and dig deep. I sure would like a free Tesla. Reach down in your pockets and give me $100,000 tonight.
Which becomes even worse after he'd mentioned that he still owed a bunch of money on his house.
My house is worth $300,000. I still owe $200,000 in the house.
And that he knew the Tesla was going to decline in value over time.
But that car is just going to get cheaper and cheaper and cheaper as it goes.
In the year that followed, Boogie's Patreon members almost halved, from 120 down to 65, partially as a result of him taking long breaks from creating content.
You'll notice that for the last 3 weeks, I've really not been updated. I have not streamed in 3 weeks.
Which accompanied the transformation of his comment section from a once positive place full of supporters to a wasteland of negativity full of detractors. It's incredible how openly money-oriented this guy is. This guy talks like a minister from some cheesy, scammy late-night ministry where you're supposed to send a $50 check for good luck. Imagine this guy would win the lottery. He'd be broke within 12 months, which would eventually turn out to be somewhat accurate. After his back and forth with Frank Hassel in early 2021, Boogie had to shell out a bunch of money for legal fees.
Let me point out just how expensive all of this was. And obviously, I took money out of my bank account and I paid for it out of pocket. This cost tens of thousands of dollars to fight.
Which also resulted in Boogie producing less content.
I was advised by everyone to live stream less, to make less YouTube videos, to say less things that could be taken out of context and used against me before we had a result, because you know from Reddit and 4chan that that's what they like to do to me. But that cost me a small fortune and lost wages and lost ad revenue as well.
However, thankfully, according to a video titled "I Am Finally Rich, How Crypto Made Me Rich," Boogie apparently had no financial problems whatsoever. In the video, he explained that back in 2019, Boogie had taken a massive gamble by purchasing a bunch of cryptocurrency, and by early 2021, he had quadrupled his money.
I basically took every dime I had in liquid funds and invested it in a huge gamble. I invested pretty much everything I had into cryptocurrency. I invested all the way back here, and yeah, that's where we currently are with that market. So to say that I doubled my money is an understatement. In fact, I did more than that.
Boogie then tried to pathetically coax his audience into trying to give him more money.
Never feel pressured to get one of those memberships down below. Never feel pressured to subscribe on Twitch. Never feel pressured to make a donation or interact with one of my sponsors. Never feel pressured to buy a t-shirt.
Before going on to state that he planned on taking the money out of crypto to put it into a safer investment.
And that's if I don't take the money and invest it in something that will make me money, which I am most certainly going to do.
However, as highlighted by almost every comment, the video aged incredibly poorly. Because only a year after posting it, Boogie uploaded a new video titled "I Need Your Help," in which he explained that he had lost almost all of his money to the crypto market and now required donations from the audience.
Well, this is a video I've dreaded making. You know, I spent a tremendous amount of money on dumb things. But the biggest issue is that I had a nice big nest egg, but I put my money in the crypto market in the wrong section, and I pretty much lost most of everything.
This is the most interesting case study, watching someone who hasn't had to work in over a decade finally have to go back to work. I remember him saying, "Don't worry about me. I'm financially secure to the point that if I stop making videos tomorrow, I can live comfortably for the rest of my life." Just remember that the reason this video was filmed in his garden is because if it was filmed in his office, we'd all be able to see his thousands of dollars worth of arcade machines, magic cards, and gaming memorabilia.
That comment is spot on, and I say the same thing every single time. And I think I made that notation as well, that he posted that beg video on his porch because it made him seem country, down to earth, and you didn't see all the shit behind him that he wasted his money on. Mainly Magic the Gathering cards. I remember watching a video a couple of weeks ago where he said, well, it's about a month or two ago, where he said he spent $5,000 on Magic the Gathering cards. $5,000, which is just utterly disgusting. Anyway, let's keep watching. By the way, spot on to SunnyV2. This video is very well done. He has most of the facts correctly. The only thing he didn't get right was the Tesla thing at the very beginning, but I think he corrected for that once he made the comment in the notation that that Boogie did back away from actually buying the Tesla, and he didn't buy it. So other than that, though, everything else is spot on. Great job, Sunny V.
While it's almost impossible to find a single positive comment on the entire video, Boogie would receive $1,109 in donations. However, this small figure was certainly at the expense of his dignity and reputation. Boogie hasn't seen a single month of positive subscriber growth since May of 2019, almost 4 years ago, and with no clear desire to change any of his daily habits, it's unlikely that his YouTube channel or financial situation will see any kind of recovery anytime soon.
Big ups to SunnyV2 for posting this. This was a great video. He did a great job. I enjoyed the editing. It was at a good pace. Spot on with everything except for that Tesla thing, which I think he corrected for. But yeah, I mean, I echo the sentiments of SunnyV2. I agree with him completely that, you know, Boogie has made so many mistakes and he's never owned up to it. He'll apologize, but an apology doesn't mean anything unless you take action to course correct. You know what I mean? Like, I can be an asshole. I could throw a rock at you every single day, and you turn around and give me a look, and I say, "Oh, I'm sorry." But if I continue to throw that rock at you and continue to apologize, it's not going to mean anything. It's just going to be just words that I say and I regurgitate. And that is our boy Boogie. He is to that point in his life where everything he does and say, it's just a regurgitation of the same thing over and over again. And sadly, he's not going to change. He's not going to change. He claims he will, but then will revert back to his old ways. It's the same thing with Wings. It's the same thing with DSP, where, you know, they claim they're going to make a change. You know, they implement it for a few days or a few weeks, and they just revert back to their old ways. And I envision Boogie posting videos in a week or two about his depression and talking about his money woes and so on, you know, in a couple weeks. So when he does, I will be here to post it and make comments on it. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Peace out.